Hi everyone, just want to welcome you to Module 10 for ME83, Computational Mechanical Engineering Lab. So this is our last module of the semester. So within our Module 10, you're going to be finishing up your group project submissions, and this will be submitted as an assignment through Blackboard, the same as all your previous assignments. Now this final group project submission has been posted to Blackboard and is available, and this will be due on May 5th by the end of the day. Now, a reminder, as always, we do have recitation hours scheduled for Tuesdays from 5:05 p.m. till 5:55 p.m., and these are remote on Teams. Now, a reminder, these are mandatory, and this is your opportunity to meet with other classmates, your team members, and group members to ask any questions that you have, work through your homework assignments, and also to work on this final project presentation. So within our Module 10, we're going to review what we talked about in our Module 9, dealing with our final group project submission. So within this module, you need to complete and submit this final project report. So again, as a review, the purpose of this final project is for your team or group to perform computational finite element analysis of a structural component, or a mechanical part of your choosing at something of interest to you. Now, the results from this FEA study are then to be compared with your hand solutions, analytical calculations performed using methods from classes you've had, such as Solid Mechanics, ME14, or CE100. Now, the results, outcomes, and conclusions from your study are to be presented in the format of a formal scientific article or report. So as you're completing your final group project report and getting it ready for submission, I want you to be aware that the geometry of the particular structure or component that you choose to analyze, this needs to be sufficiently simple, or to have the ability to reduce it to a simplified model geometry. And the reason for this is so that you can mesh this and solve the governing equations using a single processor computer, not have to have a supercomputer in order to do that. And at the same time, it needs to be simplified or simple enough from the beginning in order to do the analytical and your hand calculations on paper using the appropriate methodologies from your Solid Mechanics or ME14 class. Now, when you're selecting the structure to analyze, it is a requirement that you find a real-world part or component and provide a photograph or drawing of the object, which also needs to include the measurements from the part to be used in your analysis. Now, it's not required that you have the physical item in your possession, but I do want you to have at least a photograph or drawing showing these measurements. Also, a reminder that these final reports are to be submitted the same way as your previous assignments through Blackboard, and again, I do recommend doing this as a PDF. So looking at the objectives for your module number 10, within this module, you're going to continue working on and finish your final project and the report. Again, please go back to Blackboard and look at the detailed description for this final project. You're going to be generating this final report. Again, take a look back at the templates I provide for that as well. And you'll be submitting this as an assignment through Blackboard. Now, as far as your required readings and viewings, for this Module 10, I'm going to ask you to please, as always, go back through and read through all the materials I provided within this module, and also to go back and review the final project description. And please do read through this very carefully before submitting your final report. Also, I'm going to ask you to go back through all the previous modules and review those as well, as this course really does build upon itself. And finally, you're going to be submitting that final report as an assignment through Blackboard that's going to be due on May 5th. So now let's take a look at our semester schedule. You can see we have completed modules 1 through 9, completed all 6 of the laboratory assignments, and now your final submission is going to be that group project report, which is going to be due on May 5th. So this is your module 10 with your final assignment and your final week of the semester. Thank you all very much, and I hope you had a great semester.